for our final sort of look that we're doing, and again, these are looks that I would probably do for someone in a headshot session with 3 different looks, starting with the natural and then just sort of tweaking it as we go so they can get different character types out of their shoot. So this is a more sort of edgy look. A lot of agents and casting directors lately have been sending their clients into us and asking us for an edgy look. And it's a little bit hard to pinpoint what that means exactly, but to me it means more eyeliner. You don't want to get crazy with the eyeliner. Again, you don't want to ever be distracting, but doing your liner on the inner waterline, which I'm going to show you in a second, is a really good way to get sort of a darker look, a tougher look. Tough is another good word. You know, a lot of the, when I'm thinking about edgy looks, I'm thinking about, you know, not so much someone that would be on a sitcom or a Disney show, or maybe if she was on the Disney show, she would be like the bad girl and she'd be wearing a leather jacket and the hoodie and she'd be kind of tough. So that's the kind of look we're going for here. And the best way to do that is, like I said, to get that liner on the inner rim, because that sort of closes your eyes off a little bit. Now, if you have really small eyes, then I wouldn't recommend doing your liner on the inner rim because it does make your eyes look a little bit smaller. But you can still kind of get this sort of smudgy look just bringing your liner on the outer lash line. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going with my black liner. So let's say if you have smaller eyes, all you want to do is just go right across. You're bringing it in. That first look we did stayed right on the outer edge. Now I'm bringing it in, but I'm still keeping it short of this inner corner. This inner corner you really want to keep lighter. I like to put a little bit of a kind of shimmer, a little bit of a lighter color, just to really brighten the eye. So even if you're doing an intense eye look, for this, you still want to be open. So you want to keep that inner corner bright and light. But I'm going to bring that liner closer in because that just gives you a little bit more of that darker look. You can kind of see there and there. Do it on this side. So this is if you have smaller eyes. You can totally just do that liner on the bottom. For this, I'm still using, you could definitely use your little angle brush that I've been using, but I'm going to use a little bit more of a smudgier brush for this, a little bit more of a thicker brush because I can get a little messy with this. And I'm going to I think maybe do a little bit of my gray right here, maybe mix it with a lighter kind of taupe color. Nothing too harsh, just something a little bit smoky. And I'm just going to drag that right underneath my eye. And you just don't have to be too, you know, precious with it. It can be really just sort of thrown on. What you just want to do is make sure it's not, you know, really, really dark to where it's distracting or bringing your eyes down. So I always like to go with my finger, just smudge that around. And then I'm going to go on top. I'm just going to leave this eyeliner that we did before, maybe kind of smudge off a little bit of that wing. Fingers are the best brush that you can have. And now I'm just getting that darker color. Sorry, it was that mix, these two. It's like a gray and a taupe. Getting that, and I'm going over my eyeliner. And I'm just sort of smoking it and smudging it. A lot of times when people think of a smoky eye, they think of like black eyeshadow all the way across the eyelid. But I'm not wearing any eyeshadow right now on my like actual eyelid. I'm just doing it as liner, and that's really all you need. All right, and the reason why I wiped off my red lipstick before we got started is because red lipstick with a darker eye like this can be really intense. I really like to do a real simple kind of nude lip with this. That gives it that sort of more modern look. It's a little bit less, yeah, it would be too much with the red lip. Okay, so there's a little bit of your smoky eye. All I did was I got kind of a dark neutral eyeshadow and I smudged it over my liner, went underneath, got a little bit smudgy. You know, if you're having trouble with this, you can, you know, think about the brush that you're using. This is a really pretty small brush, but again, you could also use the angle brush. That would be totally fine. And again, you could also use your finger. Now, if you have bigger eyes, the true smoky eye, when a client asks me for a smoky eye, I always ask them, what do you mean by smoky eye? Because it can mean many different things. But to me, it really means when you do the liner on the inner rim. So if you have as long as you don't worry that you have small eyes, then you can really pull off the inner rim look. And also, if you really want to keep them open, what you can do is just do this inner rim liner on the outer edge like that. You don't have to bring it all the way across. And I actually do that a lot because my eyes are kind of downturned on the edges, and this sort of lifts them up. So you could do it like that. That's going to still leave your eyes a little bit open, or you can bring it farther across. And there you go. Blink a couple times, smush it all around. If you're super skilled, you can do one of these where you go on the top. That's just going to get all that liner right there in that inner rim. And it really gives you this sort of tougher look. It really closes you off more. This is a look that in general I don't suggest you doing if you're going for like a job interview. This is when you're going out with your friends. You want to be kind of you know, have confidence, because it does sort of close you off a little bit. Anytime your eyes are super open and available, that's the perfect thing for if you want to make friends, which really auditions are all about, you know, them wanting to work with you when it comes down to it. So I really would suggest saving this look for, you know, a specific thing that you're going out for, you know, bartender, you know, girl with a past, you know, like maybe she's a little bit damaged, you know, anything that you would maybe wear like black or a darker color. There's a lot of sort of independent stuff that a look like this would really work for. And then to finish it off, I would really just sort of get a little bit of, my concealer. Too much maybe. Take down that red. And you really kind of want the lips not to be the focal point at all. I'm gonna just sort of, you know, take that color away a little bit. Not let the lips be really super pigmented. Really get like more of a, like a little bit of a neutral color. I love putting my lipstick on with my fingers, in case you can't tell. I think it's kind of the best. I think it looks the most natural. Also, if you have smaller lips and you want to make them look bigger, a lot of people think that overlining your lips is the way to go, but really the best way to make your lips look fuller is to kind of blur that lip line and, you know, just kind of make them a little bit more neutral. Maybe put a little bit of shimmer right here, and that'll reflect the light. Anyway, that'll make your lips look plumper. So this is my sort of more dangerous, edgy look.